So yeah, a bow-only build is usually just a different sort of version of a dexterity build. You're also not forced to do that, you could do quality as well, because there are some bows that are strength-focused. So, like for example, great bows, which still gain damage from dexterity, and usually have a high dexterity requirement. But they also have a lot of strength required for them too. So quality builds are also entirely appropriate for bow-only builds because they work naturally with great bows. Or that combination of skill boost is appropriate for great bows in the form of a quality build. It's funny, I always used to say, back when no one knew what Demon's Souls was, because, and I don't say that to mean anything other than people literally didn't play Demon's Souls, and probably only because it was PlayStation 3 exclusive. At least back in the Dark Souls days. But yeah, no one knew what a quality build really was, you know, they understood what it actually meant, but they didn't know where it came from. Well, it came from Demon's Souls. The thing is, that's now common knowledge. Because most people, if they haven't played Demon's Souls, do know about it. So... oh, fucking hell. Really not feeling this boss right now. I have to tell you. I'm beginning to reach that point where I would rather not. What are you doing? Yeah, well, just do whatever you're doing. Just have to watch to see what you're doing. If you stand behind the pillar for too long, she does do her big heavy ranged attack. Which is not pleasant. I think she's doing it again now. How the fuck did I miss her? It's so frustrating when that happens because I don't get that many opportunities. Fuck off. See, of course, I'm basically taking advantage of the... no, I have to heal. Don't hit me. I missed her again. See, I have to be accurate, I can't just miss. I have to actually get it on target, for God's sake. Got it off target again. Move, fucker! If I'd been hit by the very first one, I just would have died. She's doing two simultaneously, or consecutively rather. This is so annoying. She's doing two again. Ranged combat with Gwendolyn. Missing 2 arrows when I'm given the golden fucking opportunity. Yep. Excellent. Just what I wanted. Just be sensible, Doom. Like, this is the moment where you really don't want to fuck up. I can barely see what I'm doing. My mask was in the way. I swear that she's... I swear that was on target. Anyway. One more to go, don't fuck it up. You would, wouldn't you? You really would, Doomlet. Got a fucking talent for that. So close to being on target, but not quite. No! Do not allow this to happen. Do your... No, do the big attack, which gives me the opportunity to hit you, please. Please be on target. Why? Okay, you saw that. That was on target. I feel like her throwing knives can actually damage my arrow before it hits her. Thank you! Fucking hell. Swathed in dark. Shut up. Fucking hell. Well, I'm glad that I got it done. I would prefer to successfully kill her than to have to just abandon the operation. Anyway, I got 40,000 souls out of that. Was it worth it? No. But I can say that I've killed Gwyndolin with the bow-only strategy. At least. There's the full brass set. I have no desire or intention to use that. I'm going to be using the Homeward Bone, and then I'm going to go to Sen's Fortress, because I'm going to end up here again. Seriously. It's faster to do what I'm doing here than to just manually go back to, say, the Chamber of the Princess Bonfire. At least I believe so. Alright, well, just to recap for those of you who are unfamiliar with my objectives in this build right now, I have nothing else to do than to kill the final boss. The previous recording that I did had me thinking that I really had nothing else to do but kill Gwyn, but I actually still had Gwyndolin to kill. An optional boss, but one that I wanted to kill nonetheless, but had forgotten about. Due to a lapse in, I don't know, something. I mistakenly forgot, okay? How do you intentionally forget? Well, I suppose you can intentionally forget. Perhaps, but yes, I did forget about Gwyndolin. I fought her in this recording, and now that that's done, once again, we have Gwyn to kill. So I'll work towards that now. I currently have 200 arrows, that should be enough. For the next few attempts at least. I'm going to double check to see what my loadout is looking like. That's fine, that's fully upgraded, this is all fully upgraded, I'm happy. I'm perfectly content with the state of the build, which is to say that I am furthermore content to enter New Game Plus with the state of the build as it is. Alright, so I will actually be running my way through the Kiln of the First Flame. I will not be engaging any monsters. Sorry, I play too much Monster Hunter. I will not be engaging any enemies. So that will be... well, what that means is that I'm going to pour a beer before I go. Not like I'm going to have the time to drink during the confrontation. You know, if I successfully do this in even 2 rounds, it's going to be a very short live stream, but so be it. I suppose what I can do is I can actually do some of New Game Plus if it feels appropriate. And it probably will. Hello, A Gaming. Yes, it is a bow build. Back again. The head's a bit large for this one. Might not be able to get it all in. Not quite. It's just a little bit left, but that is enough to cause spillage, so I generally avoid spillage when pouring a beer. Rightly so. There you are. Cheers, everyone. A Gaming says he's doing a short sword only build. Do you mean literally the short sword, or just short blades? The short sword weapon type. Or straight swords that can be described as short swords, I suppose. If it is the latter as opposed to the former, that sounds like fun. Okay. The yep that I got from A Gaming, I'm assuming, is in assent to the latter suggestion as opposed to the former. There you are. Oh yeah, I've got 42,000 souls which I could have possibly used. Don't know. I can live without them. I suppose. It's just that I don't want the added stress of having to get my souls back when I'm attempting to kill Gwyn here. Oh yeah, it's also worth mentioning that and you probably know this if you watched the previous recording, but I do have some confidence in my ability to kill Gwyn with this loadout. I would actually say that Pure Bow is a perfectly viable strategy to kill Gwyn even if you're not doing that sort of build. So, yeah, quite frankly, very good. Probably do an opening arrow, why not? No, he can avoid that, so you really want to get him in a combo before doing that. See, if you're close enough to him, he makes the attempt to jump away from you, but can't actually get out of the way of the arrow before it hits him. See how he's actually jumping like that? That's actually enough to avoid magic, it should be mentioned. You see, magic travels slower than arrows do. So him jumping to the side like that is probably more designed to avoid magic than arrows. At certain ranges, definitely that's enough for arrows, but in what I would describe as pure bow strategy, distance when using the bow, quite frankly, he can't get out of the way. I'm currently on the major defensive. I'm trying to heal. Yeah, I'm really on the back foot right now. You can see how quickly the tide turns against Mr. Gwyndolin here. Being able to make adjustments like that is definitely a Darkwood Grain Ring benefit. Unique to the Darkwood Grain Ring. Being able to travel that much fucking distance is impossible under any other circumstances. I shouldn't have done that. It worked out, but if I don't want a follow-up that causes me to be almost dead. I shouldn't have done that, because I know what leads him to do is running forward stab. The run forward stab is probably one of the more annoying attacks that he has. You can actually see that it really helps in the fight to have him constantly jumping to the side to avoid something that he then fails to avoid. You can probably appreciate that. Oh god. Please don't hit me through the rock. He hit me through the rock, but I could heal in time. It helps to have 20 Estus Flasks, as you can probably appreciate. Oh. Good night. First fucking attempt. Haven't played a Souls game in like 3 months. First attempt, Gwyn. Done. That is less a demonstration of my skill and more a demonstration of just how viable the pure bow strategy is against Gwyn. Very good. First fucking try. So, fortunately I didn't have to suffer the consequences of having souls in my counter that I wanted back for repeated attempts. There were no repeated attempts. First fucking try, so I'm very happy with that. Where is the bonfire? Here it is. Link the fire. That's very loud. But it's a beautiful song, so I don't mind. Let's listen to it and enjoy it, shall we? This is a beautiful song, and it actually has nostalgic value for me now because enough time has passed. But yeah, beautiful song, beautiful game. What is a full parry run? I have to parry every enemy? I can do that just fine. I have a parrying build already. I'm guessing a full parry run does mean you have to parry everything, but that's not too difficult. let's continue. I would say that not enough time has passed in this live stream. We need to do some New Game Plus as well. It's all the same stuff. New Game Plus is probably less exciting the further back you go in the series, but doesn't matter. The game stands on its own. You can play it repeatedly. There is endless enjoyment. You don't need new stuff. It's funny, Dark Souls 2 just completely trivialized New Game Plus by allowing you to engage with the bonfire ascetic system, which was interesting. But I don't think they stuck with that. I haven't actually bothered with New Game Plus at all in Dark Souls 3. I haven't actually played that much Dark Souls 3. I've only played maybe 4 builds worth of Dark Souls 3. Maybe 5 builds. And the way I play a Souls game is I don't bother with New Game Plus until I've done lots and lots of different builds. I just do New Game runs with lots of different loadouts. And that's how I experience it. By the time I'm doing New Game Plus, that's where I have lots of builds to work with. And I'm looking to, I suppose, work on them further. But yeah, I haven't actually experienced the new game levels beyond standard in Dark Souls 3. I'll give it a rest. What are you doing? I need to reposition my microphone so that I'm not leaning towards it. Here we are. I want to sit further back in my chair. Yeah, come after me. Come on. I'm not doing a drop attack. Mid-air. I'm surprised that I can actually aim with my bow while in mid-air. I had never tried it until just then. And if I had tried it in the past, I definitely did not remember or commit to memory the fact that I could do that. I think if you... Yeah, actually, I probably didn't need to do any of what I just did. You know, speaking to the knight, whose name I have sadly forgotten for some reason. I'm pretty sure that if you just kill the Asylum Demon without actually going through that door, you are still given your Estus Flasks. Fortunately. But of course you get the Demon's Great Hammer as well. 360 no-scope, yeah. Oh, I've been tempted to try and bring quick-scoping to Souls. Because you have to understand, when Dark Souls came out, I was still playing Modern Warfare 2. And I was a quickscoper, so I actually wanted to do that in a non-ironic way, but looking back, that's quite silly. It doesn't work, it's not the same, so yeah, I'm glad that I didn't try to do that. That would have been rather awkward, I think. I can download the Modern Warfare 2 gun mod. I didn't know there was such a thing for this game. That sounds hilarious, and I'm going to have to do that on camera if it's any good. I have to do that. Wow. There's a Modern Warfare 2 gun mod for Dark Souls. Holy shit. I have to do that. In fact, that's going to take priority over a Dark Souls 2 livestream playthrough, if it's any good. You know, if it's not a super glitchy and very impractical mod, I'm going to have to do a playthrough of that. For this series. Normally I wouldn't do a modded playthrough, but after what I just said, you can understand the sentimentality that I attach to something like what A-Gaming has just described, a Modern Warfare 2 gun mod for Dark Souls. I'd love that, quite frankly. I'm going to get some Homeward Bones. I do have 122,000 souls right now. I will actually have more once I consume my Soul of Gwyn. I have no reason to keep my Soul of Gwyn. Which one has the Homeward Bones again? I always forget. I think it's this one. Nope. This one has the cracked red eye orbs, right? So it must be this one. I don't need the cracked red eye orbs, so I'm not even going to open the chest. Alright, it's that one. You know what? I always go to open this chest and then I think, no, that's too obvious, it's probably this one, and then it ends up being the one that I first thought. I second guess myself every fucking time I come here, which is why I always get the chest wrong. The point being that when I come here in New Game Plus, I invariably only need Homeward Bones out of all these materials hidden in these chests, or contained within them. So I'm quite used to actually just coming, or going there rather, to get Homeward Bones, and yet I fuck it up every time. It's rather embarrassing. I do have a Firekeeper soul that I forgot to give to the Firekeeper last time, but it doesn't especially matter. I can still give the Firekeeper a Firekeeper soul now. In fact, I'm not actually going to do it now. What I'm going to do is first acquire the one in New Londo Ruins, and then give her both souls. That sounds like a plan, wouldn't you say? That sounds ridiculous, Himari. Someone modded Dark Souls to have Halo weapons and be able to play 8v8 in a Halo map. That is extraordinary. And ridiculous. But you know, Dark Souls has been around long enough for that to be expected, I guess, in the modding community. I'm going to get the transient curses here because I don't know if I actually have any in my inventory. I am going to need them. Whether I like it or not, I do have to get past the ghosts. And killing them is the best way to do that. Two arrows to kill a ghost in New Game Plus. I do like the noises that they make when they die. I'm trying to roll into this to break it without actually rolling into the water, if you can forgive me. I think quite naturally I would rather not roll into the water. I can snipe you. Never mind, I can't snipe you apparently because I suck. Can you just turn up already? Don't automatically move the camera. That is highly undesirable. What is also highly undesirable is arrows missing when they really shouldn't be missing. No hugs. Arrows have splash damage. Okay. Did you know arrows had splash damage? I didn't. I'm sure I would have, again, observed that in the past, but it's not something that I committed to memory. Arrows have splash damage. It's like an epiphany. I can't even look at the game in the same way anymore. I've reached a level of enlightenment that I never thought possible. You think that's hitbox related? Well, I suppose it depends on how you look at it. Technically, a hitbox can also be called splash damage. I suppose calling it splash damage is a comical way of saying that the hitbox is big. It's not intended to be splash damage, as the term would suggest, but yeah, it's a big hitbox, I guess. Or rather, the hitbox itself is wider than you might expect. More importantly, hitbox does not account for the fact that multiple things can be hit. If the hitbox is big, it just means that it's more lenient. as far as making contact with the enemy. Splash damage means that there is a mechanic that allows multiple things to be hit. You know, that is damage outside the arrow itself. It shouldn't be possible for an arrow to hit more than 2 enemies, unless it's fucking penetrating one enemy and then entering another. So, yeah. I've decided it's splash damage and you can either take it or leave it. Apparently I started streaming so early. We are currently at the beginning of New Game Plus, P-Berry. I just finished my New Game run, and I'm continuing here because I basically finished that New Game run very early on in the live stream, so I think it is only appropriate to continue recording. Now. Soul of Gwyndolin, consume. Soul of Gwyn, consume. And I think I will actually keep my Souls of a Hero, just in case I suddenly need souls and don't have any. Because I think I'm at a point now in my soul levels where consuming those is negligible. It's not that helpful at all. Now, I believe, and I'm sort of tapping into past memories here, or old memories, I guess. All memories are from the past. That's why they're memories. Thanks for your redundant use of the English language, Doomlink. We all benefit greatly from it. Okay. My previous objective, when I was last leveling up, and the objective hasn't changed because I agree with my past self, is to make the build now appropriate for great bows. That entails 2 stats being increased. Endurance and strength. Endurance for the increased equip load, and strength for the benefits that strength has in relation to great bows, which are fairly self-explanatory. So, vitality can honestly stay at 30. I don't need more health than that, I don't think. I will probably buy New Game Plus 2, perhaps even buy late New Game Plus, but I can deal with that when the time comes. For now, I'm going to focus purely on strength. I'm going to get strength to 30, and then maybe I'll work on endurance to 40 or something like that. We'll see. But I think strength being focused on for now is most appropriate. Fortunately, I am actually getting some increased damage in my dexterity-focused weapon, namely the Blackbow of Hades, through the increase of strength. I'm happy to see that. And, yeah. Very good. Great bows are excellent. I'd actually forgotten that I had made Goth's Greatbow and fully upgraded it. I have 31 Dragon Slayer arrows and 30 Goth's Great arrows. My intention is to use Dragon Slayer arrows because there's only a 5 damage difference between these 2 arrows, and ultimately, Goth's Great arrows are prohibitively expensive. Naturally, with arrows, you want to buy a lot of them so that you don't have to worry about it. Dragon Slayer Great arrows, or just Dragon Slayer arrows, are frickin' expensive already. Goth's Great arrows are more expensive again. They are also less accessible. You need to be at a point in your playthrough where you have access to Hawkeye Goth. So, not only are they more expensive, unnecessarily, because they're only an extra 5 damage, unless there's an additional stat that I'm not familiar with. No, it's just an extra 5 damage. Fucking pointless. Get out. Get out. But they're also harder to get to, so in the interest of convenience, among other things, Dragon Slayer arrows are going to be the arrow of choice, despite the fact that I'm using Goth's Greatbow. Goth's Greatbow is notably superior to that of Dragon Slayer Greatbow, the weapon. Shut up, A-Gaming. A-Gaming remembers. He says the Four Kings are waiting for round 2. Yeah, they sure are. Fuck. For those familiar with this build, I had a lot of difficulty with the Four Kings in New Game, so I think New Game Plus is going to be a miserable experience. The Four Kings, quite frankly, and this is probably not a commonly voiced opinion, but the Four Kings, honestly, are the hardest boss in this game, because there are so many builds where you can get through basically anything else just through sheer skill, but the Four Kings is a boss where if you don't kill each individual Four King fast enough, more and more of them are going to spawn. And whereas you may have the patience to slowly make your way through every other part of the game, the Four Kings boss is a boss where you just do not have the luxury of time. You need to kill them quickly. And I think they do that intentionally. They do that. And this is why From Software were masterful in their creation of Dark Souls. It's to put the brakes on for a person who's going through the game too fast. It's a way of saying, hey, if you can't kill these individual bosses fast enough, you will be overrun and beaten down. Which means that you will be forced, as the player, to stop, regroup, and build your character. Which makes a lot of sense. It just so happens that that's fucking annoying when you're in the higher levels of New Game, and you've got a build that's becoming weaker and weaker, and perhaps it was already weak to start with, but you were just doing quite fine throughout the rest of the game. But that particular boss, again, as I say, is a nightmare for the reason that you actually need to kill them within a reasonable time. You can fight a lot more than four Kings, yeah. A lot more than 4 appear if you let it drag out. So, yeah, it's a whole lot more than that. Anyway, don't equip that, please. I want to equip this. I'm very heavy, as you can see. This is why I also need to increase my endurance. Endurance. This is what I'm talking about. Still not great for the build. Oh yeah. Damage is 425. Pretty good. My scalings are B for strength, C for dexterity. I will not be increasing dexterity beyond 45 until I have a lot more endurance and a lot more strength. Expect dexterity to go beyond 45 when I am at such a high soul level where I'm probably in New Game Plus 4 or 5, something like that. Interesting strategy, Himari, gathering the kings together and throwing firebombs. I'll give it a try. You know, once I do get to a certain point in this build where I'm fighting the 4 kings and really struggling, I will start to branch out and try other strategies outside of just using the bow. Because, I'm telling you, it was painful in New Game, which does not bode well for the future at all. Anyway, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to check my phone for something. Do forgive me. Sorry, I'm supposed to be conducting a commentary and I'm being distracted by my mobile device. Okay. Now that I'm done being distracted by my mobile device, I will, not have this equipped anymore because I don't want it to be equipped? Yeah, that's about right. And then we're equipping our Grasscrest shield again. And I suppose we will make our way, quite naturally, through the game. And perhaps not naturally. I'm going to be running past these enemies because I don't care about them. Also, firebombs hurt in New Game Plus. Clearly. Hold on. I only did that because I needed that rat to die. There was no other reason. There's something about rats, especially the ones in this game. They're not very nice. Oh, I'll give it a rest. Headshot? No. Chest shot. Still hurts. But not as good for scalp hunting. No, incidentally, you don't scalp people by shooting arrows at them from a distance. That's not how that works. So, just in case you needed to know, or were interested in the art of scalping, and collecting scalps. Yeah, it's not a thing that's done. Yeah, I got you in the face. How do you feel about that? I'm playing very stupidly, as you can tell. Because it's Undead Burg. Come on, man. Come on. I don't know what kind of accent that was. Get him in the face, come on. He's gonna get me. Honestly, the accuracy is just unfair. I did get him in the face. Or the head, whatever you want to say. Face just sounds more painful, doesn't it? Is my arrow still embedded? No. Sadly not. Oh yes, all bonfires will be lit because this is New Game Plus. I do forget these things on occasion. Do we need the male undead merchant for anything? Don't think so. We'll continue on. Yeah, I know about the fire bombs. I'm just trying to reduce the number of enemies to kill in here. Goodbye. Rawr, says the undead man. Kill the firebomb thrower over there, and his friend with the axe. And my axe, says Doomlink as he recites memes from 1998. Alright, this is not okay. No. Quite frankly, I don't need to kill you. So I shan't. Ugh. I don't know if you can't do it in this version of Dark Souls, this particular PC version, or what. But in the versions that I'm familiar with, you can just do a little run and jump and avoid that barrel. As it is flaming and rolling down the steps. Now we'll kill the archers. I don't have that much of a taste for a challenge. And coming up here also gives me a chance to pour another beer. Which please... Oh, right in the face, hey? How does it feel? Actually, before I worry about that... Oh, he touches his head. Touches you. I'm going back and forth between head and face. It's a struggle. I'm not going to be using the ledge, obviously. Oh wait, that was supposed to be my beer opportunity. It's alright. This is a screw top, by the way, if you're wondering why I don't need it. I'm not so fucking strong that I've graduated from bottle openers and now I'm just ripping bottle tops off with my hands. No. This is a screw top. But you see, it creates these lovely indentations in your hand because they are still standard bottle tops, just you can unscrew them. And I don't like that. Why give me a screw top but then still make it hurt when I take the cap off? I guess it's childproof. Isn't it? That's a form of childproofing now that I think about it. I don't know, if you're a child and you're starting off with 2 years old, power to you. Sorry, is that allowed? Encouraging minors to drink? I don't know. It's probably against Twitch regulations, but you guys didn't see that, did you? Didn't see it, didn't hear it. See no evil, hear no evil. There is no health bar, but damage is being dealt. That's the point. How do you like getting a fucking arrow to the head, my friend? He definitely flinched from that. Can't deny. Oh, did you see what nearly happened? That would have been both funny and painful. I really did think that was going to kill you, I don't know why. I should at this stage be able to calculate your health. I'm not afraid of you, you're a regular enemy in Lost Izalith. Or maybe in the area leading up to Lost Izalith, quite frankly. Alright. $15,000 souls in New Game Plus. I am announcing this because you can't see the souls that I'm acquiring from the boss because I'm in the way. I will be speaking to Solaire because I do want him for the Smo and Ornstein boss fight. You're supposed to use, or you're supposed to refer.
Oh, hello there. Your phone.
I suppose the, I can't speak. I suppose it is because I already have his white sign soapstone that he does not at this stage seek to give me another one, which makes sense. But I do still think you need to talk to him in order to be able to summon him in the future. So I don't think that was entirely pointless what I just did. I'm not resting at that bonfire for reasons that I would like to think are fairly obvious. Don't waste my time, please. You know what the solution to all this business is? That's the fucking solution. It's pure bow until you piss me off, okay? Actually, that's not how it works. If that's how it worked, I'd be using my sword far too often. Technically, it's not pure bow build because I just did that, so... I hope you can forgive me. Pretend you didn't see it. That's all I can say. I am admittedly being dramatic. The reason why I have the sword equipped is because I anticipate that I might want to use it every now and then. Oh, the reposition. I don't like you. Alright, that's not working. Let's do a little better, shall we? Let me heal. And let me get back up there. I said let me get back up there. I better take him down. Yeah, I know, Ryan. That was a Z target. Sorry, Z target as the Americans say. Did he just say Z target? Yeah. That's right. How does it feel? It's so funny that the Black Knight is so resistant to the idea of pursuing me down here, when I really want him to come down here. But very often, you can just be minding your own business down here, and he will just land on top of you from the top of the fucking tower. It's extraordinary. Yes, come on. I know how you operate. I've fought you more times than some people have shat in their lifetimes. Although those people would probably be quite young. Just that fucking unrelenting overhead swing with full body weight behind the action. Come and chase me, arsehole. Desperate strategies calls for desperate measures, although a measure is a strategy as well, contextually speaking. Oh, that's unfair. I don't like that. I'm gonna hip fire you. That was my attempt at being Rambo, but bow form. The bow Rambo. Remember when I talked about quickscoping? This is the closest that you can get to quickscoping, okay? When you're going pure bow, may as well. May as well. Hey, boar. We'll pretend that didn't happen. Oh, almost no damage at all. Oh! Yeah, you stay over there, if you wouldn't mind. When I said stay over there, I meant it. I really meant it. Oh shit. He's gonna leash, surely. Wouldn't it be funny if he leashed and then had the gate drop on him? That would be the moment of all moments. It would be the pinnacle of Dark Souls. Of the series. And I will have recorded it. But anyway. Oh, that's a good one, Pete Berry. Rambo, but R-A-M-B-O-W. Yes, I had never considered that. Oh, I'm going to have to do a Rambo build. Now that you've said that, P-Berry, I have to do a Rambo build where I'm not allowed to actually aim down my sights. I wonder if anyone's done that. I don't think anyone's ever done that, and I'm going to have to do it. Someone's going to likely steal the idea before I ever get to do it, because I've just done a pure bow build. I don't want to do another one. But a Rambo build? Yeah. That's a good idea. So, next time I want to do a pure bow build, I'll do that. Perhaps not in this game, maybe I'll do it in Dark Souls 2. Because that will probably allow me to do it sooner rather than later. Oh, how does it feel? Sounds like you're fucking vomiting after a big night out. Hipfire crossbows. Yeah, that's really going to be fair. I'd rather see a challenge where you have to aim down the sight of your crossbow. I really want to see that. Show me that and you've got some fucking content. Anyway. Imagine having a Rambo build and explaining how it works. And then you just equip a crossbow. How many angry people would there be? I wouldn't really care, I'd just point and laugh, but still. Rambo! That's not working. I can already see the pain that I'll inevitably experience by doing that build. It's not going to be good. But to be honest, if you did a real life version of it with assault rifles, you'd be experiencing much the same sort of pain. Because not aiming down the sights of your gun is just a terrible idea. No, 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 don't roll towards the enemy. What are you doing? You haven't rested at any bonfire since Firelink Shrine, which is all well and good, but you have not actually activated the fucking elevator to Firelink Shrine. And you should have done that in the first instance. God. That was my face when I realized that I almost had to go back to Firelink Shrine and manually go back to the Undead Parish from there without using this elevator. Ugh. The Mask of the Father is literally my face in that moment. Except there is video evidence of my face when I realized that, so you're going to have to take me at my word and then reinforce that with what can only be described as blind faith. Hello. Can I Rambo? Rambo, the Rambo build, by the way, cannot allow for targeting. It has to be like this. I can't actually target with my bow. It's going to be really bad. That's actually a challenge run. Pure bow is not a challenge run at all. But the Rambo build, yeah it is. That's a fucking challenge run. I will end up developing a skill set that I never needed and never will need again. But it will relate to very accurate positioning of the 3D model to facilitate hip fire shooting without targeting. Ugh. Not good. Anyway. P-Berry, I don't know if you've actually watched me live play this game before. I'm pretty sure you weren't catching me live when I was last recording Dark Souls. It was good to have you here. My neck. Gargoyle time. They should die fairly quickly. I was not anticipating an attack quite that quickly. Oh, I wasn't expecting an attack to come quite that quickly if I wanted to complete the sentence and articulate it in a fashion that would be, oh, this is actually not a good time for my bow to be about to break. How many arrows can I get out before it breaks? Can't be many, right? I don't think I can finish the fight. Is it acceptable to use my sword if I allow my bow to break? I know what I can do. When this bow breaks, I can equip Hawkeye Goth's bow. But it's going to be quite an extraordinary process to not only equip that, but also, holy shit, but also equip the arrows. I'm a bit low on Estus. Hello. Do what you're doing, I don't mind. No, don't do that. I said do what you're doing, but within reason. I don't mind, as long as it doesn't relate to me dying. I wonder if having... Well, I'm dead, so that's fine. I can repair my bow and we're under control. Use big bow, says Himari. Now, that's all well and good, but I need to equip it. And that's problematic for various reasons. I will... What? I still... Oh, that's right, I did get a 5 as well, I forgot. Let's see if I can repair this bow by doing this. Oh, that's right. Because the repair box is a key item, you do lose it when you go into New Game Plus. All key items are gone when you go into New Game Plus. So let's go and purchase that from Andrea store. Shut up. I'll learn your gesture so that I have less options to scroll through, and for no other reason. Repair box. 2,000 souls. Entirely affordable at this stage. Let's repair our bow. Is it broken? It's not broken, but you can actually see that there is an icon underneath my stamina bar that has a weapon with a down arrow. What that means is that the weapon, once it is marked as at risk, will deal noticeably less damage, and then once it's broken it'll be like flogging the enemy with a wet lettuce leaf. So, basically, once you reach the weapon at risk level, you'd be better off using something different, even if it's not yet broken, because it's going to be very weak. Andre screams, Peaberry. Yes. He is here. He is the one with the hammer. I'm going to go to the bathroom, because that's what the consumption of liquid does to a man. I'll be back momentarily. I do realize that you cannot hear the game, but I will... Actually, you know what? You guys can enjoy cheerful silence in my absence. I'm supposed to... no, so I want to... Anyway. This is what I want to do. Well, I do hope that you all took that blissful silence as an opportunity to enter a meditative state so that you might better enjoy and appreciate my live stream. I dropped my controller. I think it's okay, but we'll find out if it's not. Alright. Now you can hear the game again. Admittedly, I think the repetitive striking of the hammer from Andre upon the anvil would be a little... It would cause ear fatigue, really. It's undesirable. I think you should be glad that I gave you silence rather than this. I will actually double check OBS to make sure that everything is in order before continuing. Yep, we're all good. Don't shoot an arrow. What if Andre was there? Attempt 2 of fighting the gargoyles. I'm sure I will do just fine. Really, things only went awry once my bow stopped dealing decent damage and I began to panic at the prospect of needing to change to Goth's great bow. Oh, for fuck's sake. Who's got the patience for this? Certainly not me. Yeah, good for you. This is why poise helps everyone. Wolfering. It's very good. Alright, I'm running past these enemies. I do not care about them. Perhaps I should care about them. Maybe I'm about to be shown why I always kill them every time. I don't know. The gargles, yes, that's another way to refer to them. I've never heard them referred to in such a way, but the fact that you refer to them in that way means they can also be referred to in that way. Oh. Forgot that I don't have a cutscene this time. Get my souls back. I pressed the button to roll and the game utterly refused to accept my input. There's a follow-up swing there. It's almost better to Rambo it. Rambo. Yeah, come on. Just attack me or something. Admittedly, I was out of his range, so it wouldn't have helped him to attack me or attempt to attack me. I'm Ramboing it. There's benefits to Ramboing. Except that situation. Alright. Just need to be aggressive and get this one killed as fast as possible. That's not good. Well, maybe I shouldn't have fucking rolled into it like an idiot. Maybe if I had abstained from being desperately retarded, I could have succeeded in that fight. What the hell? It's alright. I can hear the sound of the other gargoyle breathing fire on my position, so I'm going to roll towards the sound. That was literally my strategy, and I think the results of that were clear. Failure was the result. Oh, God. Look at you go. Look at me go. Protect me, elevator. I can't believe I'm doing this. I had no other option. I don't even know why those other Boulder Knights, I think they were Boulder Knights, were attacking me. Maybe they weren't Boulder Knights. Maybe they were the enemies that I had engaged earlier on, but then promptly forgot about because I'm stupid. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? P-Berry's right. The gargoyles teaming up to attack me 2-on-1 is dishonourable, which means that I have the moral high ground, and quite frankly, any failure on my part is excused. He says, as he shoots an enemy in the back. That's right. I hate Dishonor. Fuck off! Didn't even intend to roll towards you, I meant to roll away from you. Am I really going to engage the gargoyles with 3 Estus Flasks? Is that really going to happen? I think it is. Consider it a form of challenge. Stop it. Hello. Don't pursue me. At least not to the extent where it would become a problem. Alright. There are 2 things about the way that gargoyle just moved that I didn't like. That is a song reference and it's not a good one. It's also very outdated. Imagine making current song references. That would require you to make references to songs from an era of terrible music. Not like that was a good era either, but the point is that, like, I can... Whoa! That actually went over me. I was not expecting that. Yeah, do your spinning attack. I'm out of range. Rambo. In the dick. Quite frankly, I wouldn't want anything less. Alright, he's readjusted to put himself in range of me with his flame, which I don't fucking appreciate. Please hit him, thank you. If I only have to deal with one of you, we're going to be A-OK. And I mean A-OK. What even is the phrase A-OK? Where does it come from? And why is the letter A shoehorned into that phrase? I've always wondered that, and yet I still use the phrase. Ugh. Stay out of the range of the Oh, it's a bit close. In here. A little bit close. Fuck you. It's actually better to stay targeting if there's only one of them. I don't like you. Goodbye. All okay is shortened to A-OK? Yeah, probably. That sounds about right. It's one of those phrases that you learn very early in life and you almost don't have the ability to make sense of what it's shortened from. But yeah, all okay makes sense. I have 111,000 souls, which is pretty substantial, even at this soul level. It's one of the good things about... That was a nice freeze frame. One of the good things about New Game Plus is that you end up accumulating an appropriate number of souls, even in the early game, for what is obviously a high soul level expected at New Game level. So... it's good. It is certainly good. Who gets to fight Doomlink first? They're so desperate that they can't even get through the door. Don't know what to tell you guys, but you're making it quite easy for me. Oh, I see. There's an invisible wall. That's what it was. I was thinking that they couldn't get through because, you know, they were pushing... Oh, did you see that? I did actually wonder where he went. I thought he fell and died, but no. He teleported into the air and then snapped back down. That was very funny. Sorry, man. I actually just want to let you stay there and I want to observe your movements to see if that happens again. Hello, Recital. Come on, attack. Yeah, if you attack that, I want you to move a little bit. And I want to see if you teleport like the last guy. Because that was very funny. But yes, I'm doing rather well. Just playing some Dark Souls. And missing at what couldn't be referred to as point blank range, but definitely close range. That was an awkward missed arrow. Actually, I did kill that channeler. Very good. Alright. I'm manually making my way back to the Undead Parish bonfire for some reason. What I will do is purchase the Crest of Artorias. May as well do it now. I can certainly afford it. But I'll probably, well, yeah, I'll definitely only be able to level up once, I think, once I've done that. Or I could be in for a pleasant surprise. We'll have to see. We will have to see. I shall rest at the bonfire, that's a good idea. Get my Estus flasks back. That was really helpful, Doomling, thanks for that. What am I doing again? That's right, purchasing the Crest of Artorias. My brain was like, oh, I can't be here for any conceivable reason outside of engaging with this person's blacksmithing abilities. Well, actually, I wanted to buy from him. Oh yeah, I forgot that you don't actually get a soul from the gargoyles. How disappointing. No, that was one rank up. Oh dear. How disheartening. What I'm going to do now, because I will forget to do it otherwise, is make my way back to the Firelink Shrine. More specifically, the Firekeeper, or Firelink Shrine, and I will give her my Firekeeper soul to reach +6 Estus flasks, which I seem to recall to be the max. It may not be, but it's either +6 or +7. It's the sort of number that makes no sense. Unless, no, what it might be is the maximum number that you can get in New Game. That's probably what it is. Anyway. You are right, I am running very low on arrows, and quite frankly I could have purchased more of them from Andre, but forgot to. Thank you for reminding me. I'm sure I would have found out pretty soon that I needed to stock up on arrows, specifically when I went to pull one out of my quiver and then realized that there were none. But anyway, I can speed things up by homeward boning back to the Undead Parish bonfire, but not before kicking this guy off the ledge. That's not a kicking animation. Oh, can you kick with the bow? No, you can't. No wonder. It's not just me, it's the game. Don't. You leave me no choice. I suppose it's a percentage of damage. If he takes enough damage, he literally just goes for the attack immediately. I don't want to deal with you, man. I just want to kick you. Okay, I'll fight you normally. God. I'd rather not. I think if I fail to kill him here, he will just go and kill the Firekeeper. Dickhead. I literally need to wait until he's swinging his weapon or rolling towards me, because otherwise he's going to roll through my arrow. What are you doing? You may call me despicable, but I don't kill mute women. Yes, this is true, Peaberry. Shot holes in the Soul series, even preceding this game, so Demon Souls, can hit through shields. Although Demon Souls was more Demon Souls was a game where more weapons hit through shields, just naturally. The shottle is designed to only do it with the R2 attack, or in other words, the strong attack, because R2 refers specifically to PlayStation. The strong attack of the shottle hits through shields, but back in Demon Souls you actually had a few weapons that hit through shields normally, like with all attacks. So, there are 3 that I can think of, but yeah. I shall reinforce my Estus Flask to +6. But yeah, I don't mind shottles, I think they're pretty cool. I should tell you, Peaberry, I've been playing this game regularly since it came out, so I do know this. I do know that you can invade Lautrec. I don't know, do I come across as inexperienced in this game? I don't know. But I do know everything about it. Anyway. It's fine if it's conversational. But, anyway. What am I doing with myself? I am going to rest at this bonfire. No, I was supposed to homeward bone back to fucking Andre. This is what happens when you lose track of your objective. Whatever. What am I doing? I was reading the chat and running upstairs in the wrong direction. That's what I was doing. Hello. Man with bowl cut. Ugh. So again, I am making my way back to Andre to purchase the arrows that I need for the build. I really can't survive without them if I intend to continue using the bow as my main weapon. Presumably he does sell large arrows. In fact, I think it was through Andre that I was purchasing my arrows in New Game towards the end. So, or probably throughout the entirety of the build, save for the initial purchase made through the Mail Undead Merchant. So, yes, I will get the large arrows that I need from you. No. No, not yet. I'll purchase 400. Around half of what I was going to purchase. That will do me. That'll probably take me to 4 Kings or later, to be honest. I won't need to buy arrows again for quite some time. What's next on the agenda? Shooting this guy. Nope, not doing it. Killing him, but perhaps not shooting him. Let's not forget what needs to be done. So, perhaps the depths next. Not literally the depths in its entirety, but accessing the large ember. But before that, of course, fighting, what's his face? Capra Demon. So I'll head on over there. It's a bit of a journey, but I don't mind making the journey. Again, as I've said before, I do appreciate the fact that you're only given access to bonfires via a warp system later on in the game. I appreciate being forced to manually go from place to place in the beginning. It gives you that opportunity to appreciate the world, which you simply wouldn't get if you could just warp all over the place. But gamers wouldn't put up with it today. I need to get to my destination now. That's not just the modern gamer, but the modern man. And I'm dead. I tried. It was a close call last time, but this time it did get me killed, so... Sneaking past that one Dregling can be a bit of a nightmare, but that's fine. Hello. That's what we want. Sorry. That's going to become a theme, isn't it? That was rather poor use of in it. Sometimes I just do it for fun. I like to pretend that I'm British. I'm from England. Etc, etc. But, I'll stop it. Stop it! Desist. For your sake. Otherwise I may be minded to go back and fucking kill you. Sounded like I added an N into that. Minded. Not minded. That was a bit of a slur on my part, to be honest. No. Why am I even going this way? I do have a shortcut. But I'm being stupid, you see. It's alright, I'm already going this way, so I will make the full journey. Whilst not being hit by these bolts, because quite frankly they couldn't even begin to reach me. May as well get this. Why, I don't know. Maybe you'll need souls at some point. Just a small number. It's annoying when you need just a tiny number of souls, but you've died recently and you have none. Literally none. So I keep that for such situations. Capra Demon, but first I shall unlock this shortcut. That is the sensible thing to do. It's a nice little sound effect. I haven't really appreciated that sound effect until just now. The little sound effect that plays seemingly at no other moment in the game except for when you open that door, which is probably entirely wrong, because it probably happens every time you open a door. Like that. You know what? No. I'm not... Sorry, this is one of those situations where I'm simply not doing it. I will not use a bow for that situation. That is ridiculous. Sorry. You can think me unfair and not in keeping with the spirit of the build or whatever. That is your prerogative as the viewer. However, it is also my prerogative to not give a single shit. Come on. No. You just have to wait for the opportunity to come. Once it does, you lose your arrow. And the enemy regrets everything, as the life drains from their bodies. Yes. No, not the dog. See, dogs I really can do without. Very much so. Fuck off. And of course it would just go right over your entire physical being, which exists almost within, well, definitely within arm's reach. Perhaps not touching distance of my body against yours, but certainly within arm's reach. It still goes past you. It's ridiculous. Who would put up with that? Certainly not me. Alright, you're dead. Well, I never said they stunk. I didn't say dogs stunk, but, you know. As far as them being bad, yeah. But I understand what you mean. You mean, they stink as in they're bad. They're not particularly odorous, but I can't really smell them because I'm not the character on screen. Anyway. It's a Dark Souls day. It's a drink beer and have fun day. That's what it is. I did that twice, I think. Some sort of expression of contentment with the beverage that I'm consuming. Try to kill these dogs if I can. I have singularly failed to do that with 2 arrows so far. Not good. Get down there. If I get hit by a dog, that's going to hurt. Because we're in New Game Plus, even though I had a little bit of health to work with there, probably not enough to survive. Well, certainly not 2 dog attacks. Perhaps 1, but not 2. Hello. I should be able to fight you normally now. Perhaps. See, look at the fucking range of his weapons in this area. Just because it's such a small area, they feel so much longer than they actually are, those swords. It is truly awful. It would go between your legs, wouldn't it? Fucker. Nope. That is not the sort of timing that I wanted. Had to fucking cancel my arrow there. For my own safety. Again, between the legs. Well, not in the sense that it hit his crotch, but in that it went through the gap between his legs. I got the Demon Great Machete, which is rather lucky, but I certainly don't need it. Yeah, it's not just the room size that's difficult, it's having to deal with the dogs as well. The room and the dogs is really what makes that fight so hard. The enemy himself is very simple to fight, but all the other crap going on is a real nightmare. I don't know if you're trying to make a point. I don't know if you're posturing or what's going on, but you just took an arrow to the chest and you're acting like nothing happened. Look, mate, it's all well and good to pretend like you're a tough guy. Oh, I can take anything. Well, let's see if you can take this. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. How about your friend? Well, he's doing a good job of cutting me up. Stop it! Oh. I'm so sorry. Except that I'm not. Dickhead. The pair of you, bunch of assholes. Hello. Pah. Can someone explain to me how that missed? Anyway. This is one thing that, to be honest, this is a bad example of what I'm about to say. I've expressed this before, but when you're playing a video game, you very rarely empathize with the character you're playing as. What I mean by that is you never put yourself in the situation that they're in to the extent where you imagine just how disgusting some of the situations that they find themselves in are. So for example, this water is probably very disgusting. Again, terrible example, but I was just thinking it. As I was walking through that water, I said to myself, ugh, that must be quite gross. But that's nothing compared to the things that your video game character has to deal with in some games that you play. But you never sit there and go, how gross would that be to actually walk through that? I mean, I think that quite often, but I am of the mind that I probably am unique in that respect. But okay, that's brilliant. There's nothing wrong with that. On what planet is it acceptable? Hold on, let me demonstrate this. Look at that. Look at that. You see that fucking arrow? Look how much space there is between that arrow And the archway. What is going on? I mean, you have to understand that by 2012, like whatever it would have been, mid-2012, when this version of Dark Souls came out, a lot of updates had taken place. That's just intolerable. That's ridiculous. How can there be such a huge invisible wall? You're asking for Doom Link versus Havel? Sure. I can do that. I have no need to kill him, but... Actually, no, I'm not doing that. Because he's got this big shield that's so annoying to do, pure bow. I've already done it, you see. Actually, now that I recall... No, I didn't do it. Yeah, I never did do it, because I don't need Havel's ring. Never mind. I'm not doing it because I don't need to. And I have nothing to prove on that front. Like, I don't really care about proving anything. I want to have fun, and fighting Havel would not be especially fun if I were to do that. So, interesting suggestion, but I reserve the right to not pursue activities that might entertain you, but would be, in my case, thoroughly displeasing to experience. Alright. There's a dog down there. I knew it. Hello. Himari, you speak in a very pleasantly 2020s style of English. Well, internet English, I guess. And when I say pleasantly, I'll let you be the judge of the real intention behind the use of that word. Whoa! Look at him go, he's got his cleaver in his hand, it's above his head, and he's... Oh, the arrow's still in his sack. The other sack. Not that sack. Oh, stop running around. I said 2020s, Himari. There's nothing... No. Unless you mean that by saying that, you were like, no, I'm not actually 2020s in spirit. I'm actually old, but I just use modern terminology, modern internet vernacular. This is not me. It's not an expression of my soul. I don't know. It's like the third year of 2020. Or the 2020 decade. So, yeah, not 2000s, man. No, if this was 2000s, you'd be saying very different things. Funnily enough, a lot of stuff from the 2000s in terms of internet speech has actually survived and is still in use. You know, all of those acronyms that we still use today, like LOL, LMAO, TTYL, what was, there were a lot, and pretty much all of them, those all came about back then. And in the 90s as well, for some of them. So, you know, it's actually survived, because it built a foundation of simplified communication. Oh, also, AFAIK, that's also from that period. So, you know, they're all of those basic acronyms. But, yeah, anyway. I'm sure there's still some period speak that I've forgotten that would have been used. Ugh. I don't remember TTFN, P. Berry. What does that stand for? TTFN. There's also some that were... It's worth mentioning also some were probably a little more regional back then as well. You've got... Oh, God. Ta-ta for now. Wow. That is a classic. Ta-ta for now. It's very good. TTFN. Yeah. Never came across that. That probably predates me, honestly. There's no easy way to get back to my souls, but I'm going to have to do it because that's 40,000 souls that I've left in there, which isn't necessarily a lot on its own, but it helps to have that as a base from which to accumulate more fucking souls. Ugh. There is no fucking shortcut. I have to go the whole way back there. Oh, there is a shortcut, excuse me. The one that I fucking opened and promptly forgot about, clearly. I'm gonna start using TTFN. I'm gonna bring it back. Anyway. I certainly never would even these days say ta-ta. So it's sort of, it's a bit flowery. It's like saying ciao. Yeah, it's a bit cutesy, I guess. When I say flowery, I mean cutesy. Only pansies talk like that. To use period speak. Yeah, fucking pansy. Actually, Australians didn't say pansy. That was a bit North American to say pansy. But still. There were other words as well that are probably not suitable to today's concepts of tolerance for the gay community. But, like bent and queer and all that. Remember when queer was a fucking slur? Well, it's apparently not anymore. I'm queer. It's like, oh, are you? Are you? Well, I guess I don't even need to say it myself. 'Cause I always thought you were a queer. You know, jokes like that. That's what goes around in my mind, you know. Maybe I'm a bit old-fashioned, but... Anyway. Final Fantasy VII came out 22 years ago. Well, I suppose it's a way to date oneself, but I wasn't a Final Fantasy player, so not really. I think what's interesting is it probably says more about the age of the Final Fantasy series that the 7th iteration came out 22 years ago. Final Fantasy has staying power. And I'd say that's a good thing for that series. Here. Now, I can level up once, and I will take myself to 30 strength. Oh, I see, 24 years ago. Sorry. Why am I apologizing for your mathematical error? I don't know. It's my way of being accommodating, I suppose. I didn't know the year it came out, jeez. 98, I suppose. Now. Actually, before I do anything, I need to take another trip to the bathroom, and then I assure you that will be my last venture to that pleasant place during this recording. I'll be back in a moment. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Oh yes. I would like for you to be able to hear the game. That's how we allow for the viewers to hear the game. Get my mouse out of the way. You probably couldn't even see the cursor. Oh, okay. What next? Blighttown? Possibly? I've got the large ember. I don't necessarily need to give it to Andre immediately. Let's do the catacombs before we go to Quelaag. And we'll obviously homeward bone back to Firelink once we kill Pinwheel. I'm happy with that. Sounds like a plan to me. Yeah, shut up. Kingseeker Framped. Is it Framped or Framped? Is there a P in there? I can't remember. I think there is. F-R-A-M-T? Or is there a P as well? I don't know. I think there's a P. Framped. I can't be imagining that. What a strange letter to insert into that name. In the event that it didn't exist. That would be rather unusual. The thing is, I have now reached a point with my Estus Flask efficiency. No, not that word. My Estus Flask efficacy. Where my health level is actually too little to fully realise the benefits of it, at least in my opinion. What it means is that to heal yourself, like right now, for example, I'm at a point in my health where I feel like I need to heal. But my Estus Flask's ability to heal me far exceeds the health that I'm currently missing. So that's what I mean. Every time you're using an Estus Flask, it's basically a waste of potential. So, yeah. I need to heal up. Doomling's going through the whole catacombs. No, he's not. No, he's not. What a ridiculous suggestion. That nobody made except for Doomling. Reassemble yourself, hurry up. Oh god, you've got a lot of health. Bloody bone wheel. Oh, you're not a bone wheel. You can do whatever you're doing then. I'm not afraid of you. Bone wheels from this game are the most terrifying thing on Earth. Actually terrifying. Just gonna check my live stream for good measure. Make sure everything's okay. Everything's okay. Just wanted to... You know, when you're worried about it, for one's own peace of mind, it needs to be checked. But now that I've checked, I feel better about myself. And about the situation. This is... Okay, look at this. Once you reach New Game Plus, you actually need to employ some sort of strategy when it comes to Pinwheel, and that is to actually watch for the other ones. To make sure that you're not at risk of being hit by one of those fireball things. You must be the one that I want to hit. You certainly are. Ooh, he's got a much larger ranged attack than the others. It's not at all dissimilar to that of the Fool's Idol from Demon Souls. You can actually tell them apart by the size of the ranged attack that they use against you. What mask are you going to give me? Mask of the Father again? Let's find out. I bet it's Mask of the Father. Take your bets, everyone. I'm betting Mask of the Father. No. Maybe the game identifies what masks you have in your inventory and then gives you the one you don't have. I don't know if that's true. Yeah, that must be true. I've already got child and father, and they gave me mother, so... I think they do that only for the pinwheel boss, not for the... Maybe they do it for the little pinwheels too. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Anyway, without worrying about that, let's homeward bone, because we've acquired our right of kindling, which is really what I wanted. It wasn't the Mask of the Mother that I wanted, it was the ability to kindle bonfires further, which is useful to have. I thought I may as well do that now rather than later, just for a little bit of variety. I don't often kill Pinwheel before Quelaag, so even though it's entirely appropriate to do that, I don't do that. So it's good to do that just for a little bit of something different. Not just for you, but for me. Alright. I'm going to head on over to, well, no, I've got 82,000 souls, I'm going to make use of them. It's a good habit to be in. If you have a high soul requirement for each level up, it's better to not carry lots of souls on your person. It's just better not to. Level up once, and cut down the number of souls you've got. If you're like I was back in 2013, you didn't have to worry about that because you were so intensely good at the game that there was no risk of death and loss of souls. But that's not me now. That was a long time ago. And I don't play that well anymore. So I have to be careful. I have to consider scenarios in which souls are lost. So you naturally reduce the potential for loss by reducing the number of souls on your person. But it's not just mindlessly reducing souls, it's literally allocating it to where you want it to go, which is leveling up your character. Blight Town. Bad frame rate town. Good joke. They both start with B. So it's close enough, I guess. Where's that? What's in that chest? It's something important, isn't it? And I've just gone past it. I always forget what it is, but it is important. I was actually under the misapprehension for a very short period of time that this was not needed. But it is. Key to New Londo Ruins. That is needed. That is absolutely needed. To access the Four Kings. So, get that fucking key. Seriously. Whoa. My camera did interesting things in that moment. I'm not going to seek to explain that in any other way. Using any other terms. That's about as best I can characterize it. I am hungry for some Man-Eater Mildred guts. For you see, it is the actual Man-Eater Mildred who will be coming after me. Not some soul form Man-Eater Mildred, but the actual woman. I'm gonna go to level up then. Oh, fuck. Remember when I said going to the level up screen would prevent this? Turns out that it doesn't always prevent it. So this is the glitch that I talked about, where if I kindle the bonfire but then immediately exit out of the menu, I'm stuck sitting at the bonfire. It is exclusive to the original PC version. I've not had this happen in any other version of the game. But it happens every time. You kindle in this version, but then immediately exit out. I had actually identified selecting another option in the menu as a solution to this problem, an actual remedy to this glitch. But I just did that and it's still fucked up, so apparently that's not a guaranteed solution, which is very frustrating. Himari says that this is still a thing in the remaster. How can that possibly be? How can that possibly be that they come out with a remaster and it still has a problem as fundamental as this? Is it as frequent? Is it as frequent? Because they must have made it so that it's less likely to happen, but still, that is unacceptable. Of course it's a crappy remaster. The fucking temerity of these people to charge the amount of money that they do for the remaster, the fact that they even came out with a remaster when they did. You know, the game hadn't been out for that fucking long. Didn't the remaster come out like 7 years after the original? That's all well and good, but whether or not the original was a bad PC port, you have to actually come out with a remaster that's better than the original. It technically is, but it doesn't stand well on its own. The first criticism that I saw against the remaster was that it introduced new glitches, such as, for example, what has now become known very widely within the Souls community to be an easily accessible soul farming glitch, which I've never used personally because I haven't actually played the remastered version outside of playing with a friend of mine, which was very little, but it didn't change at all. That's extraordinary. The fact that this exact glitch exists in the remastered version is pathetic. That is pathetic. I can't believe it. That would be one of the first things to fix in a remastered version. One of the first things. You add 60 FPS functionality natively, you fix the bad frame rate, like the awful performance of the game, and you fix obvious glitches like the stuck sitting at the bonfire glitch. You don't have to do much from software. You really don't. Although there are a lot of things that I take for granted that were fixed by DSFix that probably do natively exist in the remastered version, but still, this is an obvious one. It is not acceptable for this to be present in a remastered version, and yet it is. I mean, that's breathtaking. That's fucking breathtaking. Let me close this and reopen. What a fucking joke. Can't believe it. Not for the fact that I'm experiencing this now, but for the fact that people who play the remastered version still need to experience this. It's unbelievable. What you missed, P-Berry, was me realizing that apparently the glitch where you're stuck sitting at the bonfire after kindling still exists in the fucking remastered version. I had no idea. I'm not playing the remastered version, but I just found out from Himari that that is still a thing. That is unbelievable. Yeah, remastered. Exactly. They changed things, definitely. Like, they gave you a bonfire at Vamos, which was nice, but fix the stuff that's fundamental to the game that, like, for example, sitting at a fucking bonfire and kindling it. Why should I have to worry about being stuck at the bonfire after kindling it? That's a stupid concern to have. Because that's a major bug. A major glitch. That should be at the top of your list of priorities as a game developer when remastering your terrible PC port. Or port to PC, however you want to phrase that. But they didn't do it. That's extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. I have no words for that. I sort of missed an opportunity. I could have actually, when the remastered version came out, played it, and then shat on it completely. I could have done a proper, well put together video of me just shitting on it, and then maybe I could have had a good video to draw Souls viewers to my channel through that. But, fucking hell. Hearing about it now, this late on, or this much time after the remastered version has come out, is not going to allow for a timely or relevant video to be made by me, but yeah. Yeah, so that's an important one, P-Berry. They basically allowed you to... There was two things along the lines of what you're saying, P-Berry, that were changed in the remastered version. They basically modernized it to be in line with Dark Souls 2 and the games that came after it, where you could consume multiple souls instead of just consuming one at a time. And you could also... There was more network functionality, so you could add a password, for example, and connect with people more easily that way. There is no such system here in the original PC version. Options for... There are no network options. You can join the Steam leaderboard or not. Those are your fucking network options. So, yeah, that was changed for the remaster, but still, glitches like the kindling the bonfire glitch still existing in the remaster are totally unacceptable. In no dimension is that somehow appropriate. Yeah, I never actually thought about that, P-Berry, but yeah, the original servers probably won't come back, will they? They were taken down because that stupid streamer who thought it would be so funny for his live stream to do whatever he was doing, and then, yeah, these servers went down, never to come back, because it was too much effort to fix it for this game that hardly anyone was playing. Keeping the servers up was not very taxing on From Software, but fixing the problem that would put people's computers at risk and their own online security at risk, yeah, not worth it. So that's very disappointing to hear. I have to tell you that when the remastered version came out, I was personally convinced that the servers of this game and the remastered version actually coexisted, which is to say that they both accessed the same server, because there were so many people still playing this game after the remaster had come out that I thought, well, there's no way that this is exclusive to this version of the game. This must also be working off the remastered servers. It must be the same thing. It's not. It was not. And it's very sad to hear that these servers won't come back. That's really disappointing. But yeah, I mean, you used the word probably to refer to the servers returning for this version of the game. I do think you're right. I can't imagine them coming back. If they do, then that's very good of From Software, but maybe they will. Maybe they will bring them back. I can hold out hope. Amazing chest ahead. I've already skipped. I can see the amazing chest during the confrontation. I can live without the cutscene. There is a mod to give her nipples properly, but I don't have that activated because Twitch wouldn't allow for that. For anyone watching at the moment, this is New Game Plus, not New Game. Oh, that's good damage. If I can hit Quelaag directly, rather than the beast, then that is pretty good damage. Monster girls are a blessing. Says Himari. Those are not my words. Oh, killed with a fucking shot to the side of the head. Very good. That is satisfying. I like that. No, it is true that you can't, there is no support. I mean, there was no support for the Prepare to Die edition on Steam anyway, but the fact that you can't actually purchase it on Steam anymore obviously shows that they want people to be on the remastered version, but the irony is that it's still perfectly acceptable to be playing the original version because the original version with DSFix installed is about the same experience as what you can have with the remastered version. Sad as that is to admit. Except for the quality of life improvements introduced by the remastered version. Yeah, I like to summon Mildred for that fight. She does good work. Look at the fucking performance of this area. Just disgusting. That's one thing that I think they might have slightly improved in the remastered version, but it's still not great. Again, terrible remaster. It has to be understood that the only way that a game can get a remaster 7 years or so after the original game came out is if the original version was a train wreck. The original version was a train wreck as far as ports go, as a game on its own, and in reference to its merits, conceptually speaking, and, you know, on a theoretical level, great, amazing game. But on the PC, in 2012, without DSFix, absolute train wreck. Terrible. I played it. I actually had the disc. I didn't purchase this game on Steam. I used my Windows key that was included with the physical disc that I purchased back then to actually give myself a Steam version of the game. So I played that, you know, Games for Windows, or whatever it was called. I think it was, Games for Windows, something like that. And that was an extraordinarily bad experience. And I think I did a full playthrough playing like that. I wouldn't really wish that on anyone, and I had played on PlayStation 3 prior to that, so yeah, it really wasn't good. They do still put physical PC games out, Peaberry, because you can still get CD keys for games that come out today. People get PC games cheaper than they should by going to websites that give out CD keys at very low prices. And they literally sell them. That is part of the reason why some companies don't want to release their games on PC, because they expect a loss in so doing. They essentially calculate whether or not it would be, in the long term, a benefit to have their game on PC, and if they judge that the money they're going to lose through the piracy of PC and also as a platform, and also CD keys, and the fact that people won't be purchasing at full price, if they decide that having more people on board with their game is not going to counterbalance the losses, they just don't do it. It is a problem. It's one of the downsides to PC as a platform, but it is what it is. But yeah, physical PC games definitely still exist. They have actually been fairly irrelevant for about 10 years, yeah. By the time the PC version of Dark Souls came out, buying games physically on PC was just not really done anymore. It was absolutely on the way out by 2012. But, because, let's put it in context, Steam came out in like 2003, and this game came out on PC in 2012. Almost 10 years had passed since Steam came out, and the reality is that the uptake of Steam among the PC gamers was high by then. So, the idea of owning the game physically was on the way out too. There is an argument for owning a game on disc. It is the fact that you own the game, you actually physically own it. Those of us on Steam do not own the games we purchase. That is the legal position. The only thing that I can say on that point is that I don't think that's going to affect any of us. I don't think the fact that we purchase licenses to our games that we play on Steam, as opposed to literally buying a game to use at our discretion, it is literally software that we own. I don't think the distinction between those things is material. I don't think it's going to mean all that much, and I do hasten to add that this is far from an informed opinion. I don't have an informed opinion on this. I'm just saying this because I cannot personally imagine it meaning anything. But I do also discourage people freaking out about things that don't affect them just because it sounds bad. Yeah, it sounds bad that you don't own this thing and that you're only given a license to use it. In concept, that is pretty bad. But think of it as a form of insurance in the worst case scenario for a company like Valve. But it's not. Again, as I say, it's immaterial. I don't think the consumer is really going to be worse off. But again, I am uninformed when it comes to these things. I speak from the perspective of a fairly uninformed consumer. So, there you go. I'm sure there's been a lot said about it in the last few years that I know nothing about. So, goodbye. Oh no, I fell off because I'm stupid. I'm Ceaseless Discharge. Never-ending ejaculation is my nickname. But yeah, game performance goes down pretty badly here. But it was a whole lot worse on consoles at this time. If you heard that weird sound, that was my foot on the leg of my boom stand. Not a typical sound to be heard when listening to a Doom Link commentary. But yeah, I've still got a few PC games on physical media, not many. Because I wasn't really a PC gamer until I had downloaded Steam, to be honest. I've only got some games that I played casually. Such as, some Call of Duty games and Dark Souls. I didn't download Steam until 2013. I was very much a latecomer. I only downloaded Steam to play Black Ops 2 with a friend. That was why I downloaded Steam. Before that, I just pirated and used physical discs without Steam at all. It was literally one of those two things. I either pirated it online or bought the disc. So I was definitely a latecomer to Steam. But once I got Steam, I never went back. That's the situation. If you played games before Steam and you had friends that didn't encourage you to get Steam, I didn't because I had console gamer friends, you just continued with your physical media and your piracy. That's the situation. But if you ever ended up on Steam, you would stay there for the convenience of it. It was very well done, even many years ago. So, yeah. Apparently, I have enough souls to level up twice, which is refreshing. I will consume the soul of Quelaag. It's not even worth keeping in my inventory. And I'll keep that stuff there. That's not necessarily going to let me level up 3 times, but the point is that I don't want the soul of Quelaag to be staying there. Alright. Off we go. I believe at this point, back to Firelink Shrine. And now since... Oh, not... Well, hold on. I have no recollection of ringing the bell. I should have rung the bell. Let's see if I did. I did. So I did it entirely subconsciously. That's good. I'm glad Subconscious Doomlink remembers how to play Dark Souls. Sen's Funhouse, yeah. No, I like Sen's Fortress. Sen's Fortress was definitely the first part of this game that challenged me. I came into this game, so again, just a little bit of story, bit of context for 2011 when this game came out. This was the game's, or rather the series' first opportunity to reach the Xbox gamers. The Xbox gamers were just a different crowd. You have to understand. So many of the Japanese games were Sony exclusive, so it was just, you had a different community of people on Xbox. It was mostly Americans, you know, the dubbed anime kind of crowd. America only sort of people. And, you know, they were bought by Microsoft's advertisements and didn't really care that their console was a hot pile of garbage. You know, the user interface was pretty, so they thought it was great. And, yeah, so they paid extra for batteries and didn't mind that their discs got shredded if they tilted their console slightly while a disc was loaded, etc., etc. And, yeah, so good for the Xbox players. Anyway, this game was accessible to those people. It opened up the Soul series to a wider community of people. And what that meant was that a lot of people were, in 2011, experiencing the Souls formula for the first time. It was not yet mainstream. It was still, I suppose, localized to a group of people who would be willing to try out a game like this. It was hugely appreciated compared to Demon's Souls. While Demon's Souls, even back in 2009, was, you know, given Game of the Year awards, nobody fucking knew what it was. It was just a very good game that only some people played because it was PS3 exclusive. Dark Souls was appreciated by a few more people, and all of those people were going through the game and having a real hard time. To speak for myself, I had already played Demon Souls, and when I came into this game, I didn't have the sort of challenges that other people had. But Sen's Fortress felt like the first thing that was really designed to make me utterly fail. I was being utterly destroyed by Sen's Fortress for the first, I would say, 3 or 4 attempts at going through it. Whereas everything prior to that point really was not especially difficult. But by the 5th or 6th time, I was able to get through it without too much difficulty. You know, you have to just slow it down, get used to navigating the axe bridges. You know, there was nothing in Demon Souls that required you to avoid axe bridges or anything like that. It's sort of, axe bridges are really a two-dimensional puzzle or challenge that ends up being shoehorned into a three-dimensional space. You know, you really got that sort of thing in early 3D games from the 90s, but still exist in Souls apparently. And yeah, it definitely threw me for a loop at that time. Sorry, the copious consumption of liquid requires a third visit to you-know-where. I'll be back momentarily. I'm back. Sort of. Just a few things I need to mess around with. Annoyingly. Such as a pair of earphones that I only partially use. I only have one earphone in my ear. And I clip it to my shirt to prevent it from swinging. Alright. So, I think I finished the thought relating to Demon Souls and Dark Souls. So as for what to do in the game next, I'm just considering whether I want to do anything before going to Sen's Fortress. I don't think so. Quite frankly, because I am already at New Game Plus, there is very little character development. Well, I suppose development of my character. If I say character development, it sounds like I'm referring to some sort of storytelling. I don't really know what to call it. Convention of storytelling. No, I'm referring to the development of my character within a video game. I don't really need to do much of that. It's already fully set up, so I just need to power through the game, honestly. I'm not so much used to that. I don't spend much time taking my characters through New Game Plus when I play Souls games these days. Most of my recent Souls play has been in 2 and 3, which is awkward to admit, but it's true. So these days I'm used to either using bonfire ascetics in Dark Souls 2 and not bothering with the new game system at all, like New Game Plus and beyond. Or I'm playing Dark Souls 3, which, as previously mentioned, is mostly, well, entirely, rather, new game builds. I didn't think I'd be able to hit you in time. Oh my god. Is it going to be one of these confrontations where I have to fucking take my opportunity when it comes and then take the hit consequently? Sort of. Ugh. Come on. It's a lot of work, you have to admit. It is a lot of work. I'm not dealing much damage at this point in the game. This is a fully upgraded bow with pretty good arrows. And the damage is becoming a little concerning. It's not great. But I guess that's just New Game Plus. You have to deal with that. The way that you counteract the lower damage being dealt is by being more patient. That's it. You just live with the situation and then kill the enemies more slowly while being patient enough to deal with that change of circumstances. Fucking hell. Oh, where's the swinging axes? No. Ugh. That was close. Yeah, okay. Congratulations. Congratulations. This is a situation, or rather a part of Sen's Fortress, where I would normally never die. But this wacky strategy that's not at this stage yielding great results is putting me into scenarios where I'm dying, and normally I wouldn't be dying. Okay. Patience, Doomling. I'd love to coax one of you out and then not have to deal with the other. Oh, come on. You can really jump that far? Why? Who designed you? Why would a man serpent be able to fucking jump that far? Why am I dead? I don't know how many souls I lost, probably 20,000 or something. Whatever. That Quelaag soul that I consumed? Lost. Gone forever. I wasn't anticipating the possibility of me losing my souls. Honest. Alright. Here's a strategy I haven't used in a while. It is as follows. Watch and fucking learn. Has been a while. I don't really care at this point. It's New Game Plus, I just need to get to the latter part of the fucking game. That was calculated, by the way. It allowed me to avoid the axe bridges, yet, yeah, didn't have to worry so much. Generally. It's a long explanation, but I'd like to think that what you observed told the entirety of the story. That's what I heard. Hurry up. Hurry up. I've got a man serpent to deal with. Hurry up. There's a rock. I heard the sound of the mechanism changing directions, but the rocks... Look how long it took for that rock to come. Fuck. I'm very out of practice with running through Sen's Fortress. Alright. I could have actually gotten away with it. I could have actually made that journey. Maybe I'll try that. This time, I'll try just running from the beginning and not waiting. Because right now, I can't really deal with a man serpent in short order. I have to either evade him or just run past him if I'm in that situation. Just heard the sound of a man serpent being hit off, or perhaps not being hit off the bridge, but usually that is what would happen if it got hit by an axe. Oh, that is not what I wanted at all. That's alright. There are a few ways to approach Sen's Fortress. You're either patient and die anyway, or you take the reckless approach and die a lot. The die anyway part of the former example is just me being really pessimistic. Oftentimes being patient really helps a lot, but I'm not thoroughly convinced, given my current state of mind, that being patient will help at all. Fuck off. You stupid flamberge wielding serpent thing. Change the direction. I'm standing here until I hear the change of direction. Fuck. I'm gonna use... Hold on. Should be coming down. Come on, come down. Come down, fucker. Fucking rock, man. I was hearing the sounds of a rock. Okay. That's alright. Breathe, man. Breathe. You'll be okay. You can get through this. I believe in you. Hold on. Need a bit of that in me. Goodness gracious. No, 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 none of that. Whoa. There is a snake in hot pursuit. Snakes. Getting sick of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking axe bridge. Ugh. It's one of those recordings where Sen's Fortress is really tearing me a new asshole. Doesn't matter how many years pass, Sen's Fortress very occasionally, it doesn't happen often, but very occasionally, it will completely... It'll bypass my anus and create its own asshole in my body somewhere. And no amount of blood will prevent the repeated sodomy that ensues once that hole has been created in my body. And it doesn't matter how unpleasant it is. The activity hitherto mentioned is unrelenting in nature. It persists until my very spirit is broken. No. Fuck off. You know what? That one fucking man serpent. What I'm doing right now is entirely calculated, by the way. It's because I heard the mechanism change direction. Excuse me. I heard the mechanism change direction to go down there. That is why I did that. And I'm sure you can agree that that was a good decision to make. I said what I said because I knew that maybe some of you would see me doing that and go, why is he running now? Why would he do that? It's so dangerous. Well, it's because I knew what I was doing. Oh, fuck off. I regret engaging you. I entirely regret engaging you. I can deal with this. Yep, I can deal with this. I know how it works. I know how it works. There's nothing about that that scares me anymore. I have many years under my belt of dealing with that final axe bridge. Doesn't fucking scare me now. Of all the axe bridges, I'm most comfortable with that one because that's the one where the pressure was on. The pressure was on with that fucking axe bridge. I could cross that thing with my eyes closed. Especially with the Darkwood Green Ring. Okay. Let's, I'm not gonna kill you now. Not now. I shall wait. I shall bide my time. And kill you at a time that suits me. And at a time that ideally would not suit you. As much as that may come across as me quoting something, I'm quoting nothing. I'm just pretending to be someone I'm not. Let's kill the giant. Because if we let him live, it's not going to be a good time. Whoa. He's immediately going into his angry attack. You actually want him to do this because this means that you've got an opportunity to hit him a whole lot. A whole lot. How much health has he got? Bastard. I remember being extremely intimidated by this guy coming into this game for the first time because he's really big, you know, you don't know what he's going to do. It's actually scary to just watch him and... Oh, that's right, in the Johnson. Here we go. Get out of the way of it. Get out of the way of it. Just don't be anywhere near it and you'll be okay. Alright? Get him in the fucking ass crack. Oh. Right where it needs to be. Okay. No, why am I doing this? Why would I engage him without summoning Iron Tarkus? What am I doing? Alright, challenge mode. Iron Golem without Tarkus. What? Why? Why do I do this thing? Do I need to aim for the same foot to get the knockdown? I don't even remember. Can it be any foot, or does it have to be the same one? Fuck. Don't stop it. Get a life, man. I don't know if it has to be the same for... I don't know what sort of build-up of knockdown energy, whatever you want to call it. Poise damage, I don't care. Whatever term you want to use. I don't know what is needed for him, but... yeah. If I could get him to fucking fall over here, this would be great. It'd make me very happy. That's what I like to see. Yes. Very good. You fucker. Good night. That's precisely what I needed in my life. Oh, very good. I wasn't expecting that. There was nothing in my being that expected him to immediately fall over. I was expecting him to first and foremost get a little bit shaky on his feet. You know, it comes in stages, so you aim for the same leg, and then he gets a bit shaky, and then you hit him a few times, and then he falls over. This time, I was just attacking his foot as assiduously as I could, and then he eventually just disappeared off the edge. It was quite funny. I didn't see any of the wiggling animation. Anyway. That was good. Rewarding is how I would describe that. Alright. We've got the Anor Londo bonfire up ahead. I currently am in possession of 132,000 souls. We're going to consume the core of an iron golem. I do this despite the fact that when I consumed the Quelaag soul, I immediately lost the souls associated with that consumption of the soul. But who am I to learn from my mistakes? Let's see what I can get away with having on my person with Goth's Great Bow now. Yeah. Yes, I have a lot more endurance to increase. Put it that way. Black Bow of Haris. Alright. Put that away. Yep. I'm happy to take on Anor Londo now. I go for as long as my beer goes, and that's how much I got left, so... well, I'll have a bit less. That much to go. Not too much. About 2 mouthfuls left. Something like that. 1 big mouthful left. 2 small mouthfuls left. Yes, there are different sizes to a mouthful because it is an entirely abstract unit of measurement. Hello? I forgot about you. Sorry. I'll be right back there. Didn't mean to totally ignore your existence, it's just that I forgot about you. Truly. Hand on heart. He's so excited, look at him. He's been waiting for combat for so long. He relishes the opportunity to actually hit someone. Oh, God. Not just hit someone, but kill someone. He's after blood. Nah. Not good. That was nice. That turned out fairly well. That's an example of a Rambo moment. One that actually is consistent. If I'm basically at point blank range with the guy, one can expect that I will be on target. No, you don't. Here's one such example. One such example that completely failed to demonstrate my point. Fuck off, man. What an asshole. Didn't even give me anything. I did that for 7,500 souls and that was it. I don't even feel like I've achieved anything. You know, perhaps if I could kill him and then have some brownie points for having killed him, I'd feel good about it, but he's not a difficult fight, so there aren't any brownie points. There simply are not any whatsoever. Speedrun strategy. Cross the rafters as quickly as possible. Fuck off. I forgot it's New Game Plus and it fucking hurts up here. Yeah, I forgot that it was New Game Plus. Seriously. Those Painting Guardian knives really hurt now. So, I'm used to it taking maybe about 1/10 of my health, if even. But now it's probably closer to 1/8. Not good. It hurts, and it adds up. I'm going to try and conclude this live stream at the Anor Londo bonfire inside the castle itself. That's going to be my objective. I've decided that a slightly more posh pronunciation of objective is objective. So, take that as you'd like. My impatience is getting the better of me as we speak. 29,643 souls, and I'm spending more time reading my soul counter than paying attention to where I'm walking. That's alright, we'll try that again. It just so happens that I have developed an incredible and, quite frankly, sorry, not to be redundant. An impenetrable, I nearly said unimpenetrable, which, I mean, really, words fail. I have developed an impenetrable tolerance to failure when it comes to crossing the rafters, so I don't mind. Although they do have the term non-inflammable, so technically speaking, there is a precedent for redundancy and an expression of resistance to or lack of something in a single term, which is nice. I like that sort of thing. Ow. Across the rafters we go. On the road again. I shouldn't be doing this. You can see that I'm literally at risk of death. My margin for error is incomprehensibly smaller in New Game Plus. I have no choice. I have to kill all the Painting Guardians. That's okay. I'll do that. I can do that, and I will do that. It adds time on to each attempt, but if I reduce the total number of attempts, that will save me time. So I'll do that. Come on. I don't care about your knees. Just hurry up and move. You know what I mean? I said I'd kill all the painting guardians, and yet, look at me. Oh, you fucking invulnerability enemy person. No. No. I have the wolf ring. The effects and benefits of the wolf ring are at this stage being perfectly demonstrated. Whatever. Good for you. Remember when I said 1/8 of my health? Okay. Last attempt. See this? It's empty. Empty. Okay, now it's really empty. It's like the actor whose pay has dried up. You know, I'm here for the money, not for the passion of the creative art form. It's like, no, I'm here for the, like, once I'm out, I'm out. Goodbye. Last attempt right here. I'm not that bad, but seriously. It's late. It's almost 1 in the morning. I've had a long day. And I've been live for a while, so I'm only going to do this so many times, okay? And this is the last time. I'm not going to intentionally botch the attempt. But, you know, if I fuck up, I fuck up. Ah, you could see I adjusted for his movement too. You fucker. You can see he is perfectly avoiding every attempt that I make to position myself in accordance with his future movements. Whatever. What a bastard. Well, I'm glad that this time I fell a short distance as opposed to a mortally fatal. That's redundant. A fatal distance. Yeah, stop. Show some fucking restraint. Ugh. Yeah, good. That's what I like to fucking see. I don't even mind wasting an arrow, quite frankly. I'll consider that arrow payment for the entertainment of watching you fall to your death. On account of your own fucking stupidity. Speaking of stupidity. Ow. I think remember when I was talking about the full effects of +6 Estus flasks? Well, I'm experiencing it now because I'm losing a lot of bloody health. Okay. All I needed to do was actually kill all the painting guardians. Who would have thought that that was the best solution to all of my woes? Amazing chest ahead. No, really. Amazing chest ahead. No, I'm not a big tip kind of guy. I'm really not. Skip that, and then gargoyle time. It's rather cute, but he ends up down there. Tried to roll in time. Failed. Failure is okay. For with each failure we learn just a little more. That arrow went into his groin, but it apparently didn't make contact. That one really didn't make contact. My target, incidentally, was not the pillar, but in fact the gargoyle. That one disappeared into the ether, much like the one that was aimed towards the groin last time. Stop it! No? My evaluation of that is as follows. No. You can die now, for the benefit of not just myself, but everyone watching. At home. Those not watching at home, tough luck. You're not included. By definition, you are excluded. And I hope you can take charge of that in your own mind. Morally and practically. Okay. That is the correct way to respond to the scenario. Mr. Guardian. Goodbye. And goodbye. Oh, hello? Utterly ridiculous. No. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. That's precisely the outcome I was seeking. Alright, now for you fuckers. Get over here. I know how to deal with you two. Predictable as you are. Except that I still can't hit you, apparently. Ugh. No! Oh my god. This is an embarrassment. No. No. When I said no, I meant it. I quite meant it. I'm not afraid of your stupid lances being fired out of your bow. Although they do track you better than you might expect. They really track you. Alright. Well, that is what it is. That was my last attempt and I meant it. I'll have to do the rest next time I play. I got hit from behind by an arrow that I was hoping would not come my way, but it did. And hit me off. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you next time I'm recording Dark Souls. It will be no time soon, because I'm going to do a playthrough of Dark Souls 2. Very soon. And, yeah, I do appreciate you all for watching. I would like to continue doing Dark Souls, but it's on a low priority level at the moment, so I can't say for sure when it will next happen, but it will happen in the future. For now, however, I bid you all farewell, and again, I thank you for watching. Bye bye for now.